Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. The weather, changes to combat money laundering, the Chamber Business Excellence Awards, and a new local sports hero. Thanks for watching. We are committed to providing local news and news that impacts our local audience from Harrison to Garrison, Greendale to Hope, and everywhere in between, including Agassiz, Rosedale, Squeala First Nation, Fairfield Island, Ryder Lake, Chiacton First Nation, Yarrow, and downtown Chilliwack. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. The snow and the cold may be over, but the meltdown is still on with pooling in a few places. We're not over winter by a long shot, and models are predicting at least one more small snow event before Valentine's Day. Should we get another serious cold snap, here's a little tip from the people with outside taps, or for people with outside taps, from Accurate Plumbing and Heating. If you haven't done so already, remove the garden hoses, store them indoors, shut off the outdoor taps, and weatherproof any exposed plumbing. So, how cold was Monday, January 13th? That was the night of -13. BC Hydro set a new record for the highest peak hourly demand for electricity. The new record for peak hourly demand that hour for customers, and that's using the most electricity, was reached on the 13th. Consumption reached over 10,300 megawatts. The previous record was set January 3rd, 2017. Electricity peaked at only 10,100 megawatts. Roger Panet with Environment Canada telling chillTV, while no records for cold or snowfall were set, it did feel like it should have been record-breaking. Not as bad as what St. John's, Newfoundland is digging out from. Their storm last week packed hurricane winds and almost 90 centimeters of snow. In northern BC, temperatures flirted with -50. Now, as you would expect, dial-a-claim calls to ICBC in the wake of the snowfall have been rather impressive and costly. Joanna Linsgaden, the media relations person with ICBC, said they received more than 12,500 calls from the Lower Mainland. Not all of those calls will result in an insurance claim, but the high numbers do paint a picture of the trouble we had on the roads. Now, Surrey wants to ban single-use plastic shopping bags, and the city of Chilliwack may follow, and they want your opinion. Surrey Mayor Doug McCallum has asked their city staff to immediately begin work on developing the proper bylaws so such a ban could be enacted by January 2021. The city of Chilliwack is now holding open houses and an online survey on what the community wants to do about single-use plastics. That's everything from straws and cups and cutlery to, well, to bags. And when we return, the Real Estate Council of BC introduces anti-money laundering training. The Real Estate Council of British Columbia has become the first industry regulator in Canada to introduce mandatory training to help combat money laundering. The course was proposed in May of 2019 among the several measures designed to tackle money laundering in real estate following two government reports highlighting its proliferation. You knew this was coming. Over the years, we've seen rules in place for bikes and scooters for medical use, and sometimes they are a bone of contention on sidewalks. E-scooters and electric skateboards are coming, and changes to the Motor Vehicles Act, which were approved in the fall of 2019, give government the chance to work with communities in researching and testing how new mobility technology should be safely used. Those new rules could be in place by the summer. We reported last week that the third annual Fraser Valley Marches for Women March for Saturday, January 18th would be on rain or snow or shine, and we were wrong. Patty Macahonica Van Davis from the Facebook page, quote, with the buildup of snow and rain and slush over top, it would make for icy conditions and unsafe for walking. We very much look forward to your participation next year. And last weekend was the 25th Chilliwack Chamber of Business Excellence Awards, the Chamber of Commerce. The highlight were a number of categories, including Business of the Year, Southern Irrigation. The entire list of 17 winners can be found on the Chamber website. And when we return, sports. Cultus Lake's Reese Howden is a ski cross World Cup champ. He won his first career World Cup event last Saturday, taking top spot in the men's final at the Nakiska Ski Resort in Kananaskis, Alberta. Howden led wire to wire with Canadian teammate and World Cup points champ Kevin Drury nipping at his heels the entire time. And when he's not skiing, he's at the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, where he's studying geometrics. The Abbotsford Sports Hall of Fame will introduce two new Coach of the Year awards starting this year, the School Coach of the Year and the Community Coach of the Year. The nominations close January 31st. These awards recognize and celebrate the outstanding achievements and significant contributions that coaches have made to their athletes and their sport through coaching. The Abbotsford Sports Hall of Fame was created as part of the Legacy Sports Centre, which was built by the Western Canada Summer Games Society after the successful 1995 Western Canada Summer Games in Abbey. You know your soccer program is good when one of your own turns pro. Trinity Western's soccer alumni Joel Waterman of Aldergrove has joined the Montreal Impact, becoming the first Spartan to sign a contract with any Major League Soccer club. He played throughout 2019 in the Canadian Premier League and then signed a 2-year contract with Montreal with options for 2022 and 2023. This Saturday, prior to their game against Prince George, the Chilliwack Chiefs will honor local first responders with the annual presentation of the Matthew Hutchison Memorial Awards. Now, the awards will be presented by Chilliwack Chiefs alumni with support from the Hutchison family. Hutchison was a volunteer firefighter and hockey player. He died tragically in 2016. And since then, the Chilliwack Chiefs have honored his life and commitment to service by partnering with local first responders to celebrate their own each year. Award recipients were each nominated by their peers for demonstrating excellence in their field and exceptional community service. This season's recipients include members of the Chilliwack Fire Department, Ford Mountain Correctional Center, Ambulance Paramedics of BC, Chilliwack Search and Rescue, and Chilliwack RCMP. And if you've ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters in person, you know it's mayhem on the court. Take one trotter, add a few university and college players, and put them up against wheelchair athletes who actually know what they're doing on the court, then sit back and enjoy the show. And that's what happened this week at Rick Hansen High School in Abbotsford. The Fraser Valley Bandits and the Abbotsford Center partnered with the Harlem Globetrotters to host a celebrity wheelchair basketball game. Zeus McClurklin represented the Harlem Globetrotters. This was a demonstration of wheelchair athletes for the student body, and they were impressed. Players came from UFE, Trinity, and Columbia Bible College. The Globetrotters, by the way, are back in Abbotsford on January 31st at the Abbotsford Center. And when we return, weather without the snow. chillTV weather, the great melt continues into the weekend. Rain and highs near 10. And remember, it could be worse. Newfoundland is still digging out. And thanks for joining us this week. Be sure to watch next week, as we'll be having Steve Kroner as our guest anchor. And we'll also be having Chris Clute inaugurating the first of our monthly Counselor's Corner Chilliwack segments. If you'd like to share the spotlight, even if you've never been on camera before, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca with your CV, and if you have it, links to your video. And if there's something in Chilliwack in the Eastern Fraser Valley you feel we should be reporting on, again, send us an email. Same address, news@chilltv.ca. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.